Hey everyone, Sean here, and I just wanted to. This is actually my second time doing this, just in case, but I wanted to talk about something relating to car detailing in the world of washing your car, keeping it clean, all that stuff, while it's driving, because that's kind of what you do, right? Because you wash the car, then what do? You want to, some people want to show it off, right? Hopefully, someone notices how clean it is. It's what you do. You drive it, right? Pretty much. What I really wanted to specifically talk about is rinseless washing. We've had quite a bit of rinseless washes on the market from the more sort of, I call them like bougie brands or companies. It's not like your everyday like companies like Turtle Wax or anything like that, because they don't really actually have a dedicated rinseless wash. But in any case, there's been word going around, right? Probably likely thanks to certain channels, I would say. Probably not going to name them, but you probably know what I'm talking about. Have been, especially with one particular channel, doing a series of tests for a number of rinseless washes up to this point, including Nemesis, including Clean Rinseless Wash. And when it comes to the SDS sheets portion, right, what chemicals are in there, that's like the most, like, I would say, controversial thing, in my opinion, And then there's the panels that are used for the testing, which people do question still, That to me, it's like, kind of questionable, but whatever, in comparison to what's in the SDS sheet. And if you read those SDS sheets on a number of those rinseless washes, including ones that you may or may not like, I guess depending on who you are, but that does include DIY detail, right? And they include surfactants that, while yes, they do add some cleaning power to them, are for the most part rinse off, right? They then, if that's the case, are very counterintuitive, right? So it's like, so what are we really doing then? That's like the question that's been kind of like running on my mind when it comes to this rinseless wash stuff. And you can like look at that certain channel and see, and look it up for yourself with all the cast numbers and everything, and start to question, right? You'll begin to question, what's this? What is this stuff? And some people say these are just reformulated car shampoos remarketed as something else, as is like, the future type of thing, the latest and greatest, if you will. Now that being said, when I've been using DIY detail rinseless wash for a good while, and I believe that despite having said surfactant, I haven't had any issues with it. I don't think there's any residue or anything like that. A number of the mobile detailers and all the professional detailers that are using them have said anything. So maybe it's not a concern after all. I don't know, right? Maybe these quote unquote rinse off surfactants are, something that you can use as a sort of rinseless surfactant or something. It'd be weird, right? Because this particular rinse off surfactant is commonly found in like dish soaps, shampoos, like you name it. And it's in DIY detail. I don't know about everything else, right? But I just know that in general, like they do have the rinse, they're rinse off, right? You're supposed to rinse them off one way or the other. So that does raise a flag in a way. So I don't know. It's been kind of got me thinking, you know. But what am I gonna do? Throw away all those chemicals? I mean, up to this point, I paid pretty good money for them. So DIY detail. I mean, I haven't had any issues with them. So, you know, probably not throw away them, right? But what do you guys think of that? Like, what do you guys make of that? Do you feel like you've been kind of like duped or bamboozled, cheated or whatever? Or is there more to it than that? Like, are these SDS sheets even something to factor in, right? Are these good like indicators to take into mind, right, when you're buying something from such companies? I don't know, because there's been weird stuff with the SDS sheets too. Specifically from the O&R side of things, they have the O&R Hyperfoam, and the SDS sheet is literally a copy and paste from one of their shampoos, which is very strange, down to the color. When it says blue, when it's clearly fucking red. So that is strange to me. That got me thrown into a loop here, right? So then comes the question, like, are we supposed to take these sheets seriously then? I don't know, because there's been a lot of weird playing around with the whole standards or regulations of how we use these SDS sheets or how these SDS sheets are written. That becomes very, very questionable, you know? So that's been kind of like running on my mind since. I've been a little more skeptical ever since I've looked at those SDS sheets. I mean, even then, right? I was using still the couple of the same Rinseless washes, and I bought them for the sake of just trying them out, and I believe I've had good experiences with them, you know. Though there is one that leaves me more questionable than others, you know. But part of the lineup is Nemesis. The part of the lineup is Clean, Rinseless Wash, thanks to a certain channel, right? With all the plexiglass panels, testing and everything, right? You'll probably know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know. Also reads off the SDS sheets and everything. So I don't know, man. I don't know what to make of that. I mean, if it's all true, and if all the SDS sheets and stuff are lining up, it's like, hey, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do about it, right? What can you do? I mean, throwing away is one option, right? If you really feel like, yeah, by your own principles, then yeah, by your own choice, that's one way. But I don't know. That's why it's always healthy to be skeptical, right, in these things. But before anything, what are rinseless washes then that are actually rinseless? Let's get that out of the way. So according to that same channel that I've been looking at, O&R, Ethos, and Hero, right? Which is kind of funny because I even thought about it because, you know, again, if all those SDS sheet things are true, then Nemesis, right, which I've had good comments on previously, could be the real Nemesis, ironically, right? And then Hero is the real actual hero in this whole story, which would be so hilarious if that all lines up. And then I just don't know what to make of that. It's just so hilarious to me, right? Because of all that. So what do you guys make of that? Well, you know, how do you process that, right? Like, if everything, all that stuff, you know, comes to light, it'd be hilarious. I don't know. Am I crazy? Am I crazy? Am I crazy to let this run through my mind? I don't know. I want to hear from other people, man. Are these SDS sheets something to take seriously? Is ignorance bliss, right? Is it better to just ignore this stuff? I don't know. I don't know. I'm really asking at this point. You know, I'm really curious. But you know, it's funny because I bought a whole gallon of Loki, and I think that has an ionic compound. I don't know, bunch of questions, but overall though, I been wondering about the Rinseless wash stuff, you know, and a lot of them out there, right, with the rinse off surfactants and everything. A lot of questions, and I wish the spokespeople from the respective companies would speak up on that, right? You know, people like Eddie Cologne, Ivan, and all that stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love their customer service. They've been treating me very well. I have nothing against them. I just have questions, right? Just like any customer, you know, right? Have questions. So no knock on, or nothing personal on anyone, right? Not a knock on anybody, but I just have questions for when it comes to these certain products. So again, it's always healthy to question things. It's always healthy to be skeptical, right? Having some sort of skepticism is always good. You know, for example, is GTA 6 gonna look like what we see in the trailer? Hell no, I don't think so. I personally don't think so. Because a lot of those are pre-rendered in-game cutscenes, right? It's the high-quality cutscenes, right? And usually they cleverly transition back to the actual gameplay, right? A lot of that technique has been applied to a number of games, including Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth, including Yakuza, including or Like a Dragon, including other such AAA games. So anyways, it's healthy to be skeptical and all that stuff. And what are guys' comments? Again, I really want to know. Are you guys going to throw away your stuff? Or, I don't know. I want to know. Comment down below. And I'd love to check them out. And don't forget to like and subscribe, because it really helps out the channel, and I do appreciate it. So this has been my thoughts on Rinseless washes and stuff as of late. Am I still going to use certain products that I bought? Yeah, sure. You know, I haven't had problems on my car for the most part. My paint's still good, you know, and that's that. But from here on out, though, yes, I will put on a little more skepticism when I buy these things, right? Unless I'm gonna review them, right? Then I'll just buy it for the sake of reviewing it. Just like the BioWorks Rinseless, I want to try that out. I just want to see, right? Because that's the most, like, you know, green, environmental friendly rinseless wash out there, apparently, according to some users, including Outdoor Detailer. I want to thank him for bringing that to my attention. I want to try it out, right? But as a actual consumer, right? Yes, you know, the next time I buy it again, that's where more of my skepticism will kick in for sure. So that's it for me. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Sean out.